welcome. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yes, we are here in the temple. Quick recap, our compatriots here had all gone and entered this mysterious, dilapidated temple. And inside, they discovered quite a few interesting things, but the first one was that Grum was just a little too big to traverse some of the holes in the passageways. So our friend got stuck, but they were able to push him through only just in time to prevent a monster eating his face. Although it really couldn't, now that I think about it, because that one didn't have a lower jaw. But the monster was defeated, and our heroes continued to explore the temple. As they did so, they found an area full of it was like a graveyard full of coffins. I couldn't remember that word. Siltooth and Grum poked around a little bit, and Siltooth spied a toe ring on a corpse, which he stole. Across the way, Remy was poking around, and he spied a room with all kinds of stuff in it, and then tried to lie and say that it was empty. Unfortunately, he rolled quite low on his deception check. Oh dear, and everybody saw through it. Siltooth and a Shun in particular went to explore. Siltooth the most interested because it was full of gold. Now, our friend Siltooth got extremely lucky and also has a high wisdom save and managed to save several wisdom checks. However, he got a little too greedy, and there was a chest at the back of the room that he placed a bomb in to try to open up. And when he did that, a treasure golem, as in a golem made out of treasure, popped out, and they kicked each other's butts for a little while before Grum was able to pull open the bars that had popped up to separate the room from the rest of the hallways, and was able to rush in, as was a Shun. However, neither of them were fast enough to prevent Siltooth from being dragged into the pile of gold and disappearing. Now, as our friends were trying to figure out where Siltooth had gone, Siltooth woke up in a place out of time and space, where he had a conversation with a mysterious being. This conversation was more of the being speaking rudely to Siltooth, Siltooth speaking rudely back, and gaining levels of exhaustion as he badmouthed whatever this powerful beast, or not beast, powerful thing was.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. And then we popped back to our other friends who decided to go look for Siltooth in other places. And just as that happened, Siltooth reappeared in the temple, feeling bruised, battered, and with a possible bruised ego. He blew up a part of the temple because he heard scuttling noises, and to be honest, I can't really blame him. And then Grum and Siltooth reconnected when Grum once again got stuck in a hole. But our companions are now back together in the temple proper, and this is where we pick up. So Siltooth has just rejoined the group, looking a little worse for wear. He and Grum had a brief moment where Siltooth actually sort of became a little bit vulnerable and even leaned on Grum. And then everybody else is heading up the hallway. So we pick up right as Siltooth and Grum have that small moment. Cecil, you are first in line as we approach the entryway. What are you up to, my friend?
Well, my electric crystal cell phone says we need to go in deeper. And there's nothing but stupid loot and idiot monsters in here. There is no magic. There's nothing interesting. So I'm going in deeper.
All right.
Which means my behind is squeezing through this hole.
Oh, yes, which is much easier for you as you are a slender, slight man. And so it's much more like just sort of clambering over a little wall than it is getting stuck in a hole. Ashun, Remy, and Philomela, the three of you are bringing up the rear. Is there any conversation happening, or are you all hurrying towards the source of the explosion?
Definitely hurrying towards the source of the explosion for Remy, because that's probably where Siltooth is. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I think about the same.
Yeah, just following from behind.
Okay, everybody's got control of their guys. Good, because sometimes it doesn't do that for me. Yeah, so you all reemerge in that main hallway where the sun is a little bit brighter. Let me adjust the atmosphere here. Get
The
you
towels
a
are
little
oh so
light.
fluffy.
There we go.
I think, admittedly, Shun might be a little bit surprised to see that Siltooth is alive. But, I think all
Yeah.
things considered.
Yes, so you all reconnect in the center of this main hallway. Siltooth looking a little roughed up. His vest is still ripped from where La grabbed it. And we've all reconnected.
Sick.
Grum's gonna ask Sil, what seem kind of tired, Sil.
Just a little worse for wear. Nothing some rest can handle.
Maybe we should take a rest.
Well, before we do any of that, where were you, Siltooth?
Here, there, everywhere.
No, after what just happened, every single one of us thought that you were dead. You were nowhere near because the spells that I cast were unable to find you. You should have seen how Grum reacted. Do you know what you are doing to this group?
To be honest, no, I wasn't here. But, I don't know where I was. It was I guess
He was
an
with the
abyss. I was with who?
Cecil just kind of pipes up looking down the hallway. He was with the brother. I told you guys that.
Yeah, he's a little bitch.
An abyss.
Above the
the
table,
brother.
wasn't it a woman that you met?
No, it was
No, it was a guy.
It was
Or,
a
it was a male presenting deity.
Yeah, it was a masculine figure of indeterminate shape.
Gotcha.
He was a little bitch.
What do you mean you were in an abyss talking to what? What happened, Siltooth?
He's talking to
Well.
the brother.
After I was grabbed by the golem, I got into a shouting match with what I assume is a god. He sucks, very abusive. You probably don't want to ever help this man, and if I see him again, I'm going to kill him.
Did he hurt you?
That was the weird part. Not physically, because he wasn't man enough to go mano a mano. He sort of spoke in my head and just did not like the answers I had to give him.
Well, I'm not surprised on that front.
Yeah, he was kind of a whiny little bitch. As if you can't tell, I'm really tired and angry. Can we just move on?
Well, I'm sure we've all learned a lesson from this, right? If we could leave expensive items alone, if we
No,
could stop
I'm blowing this place to hell.
No,
I am blowing this place to hell.
with us inside, we need to go deeper.
That's your prerogative, but I am going to blow this place to hell before we leave.
Just for right now, if we could stop stealing things. If you could at least agree to that for just a little bit.
No, can't do that.
Remy throws up his hands in frustration and starts following Cecil.
All right, now that we got that sorted.
But we did want to take a rest.
You-
Are we okay to keep going?
So everybody here, give me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
That one.
Ooh, great.
Remy, I think you're pretty dang steamed.
Yeah.
So I think you're more of just like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr, I can't believe he's talking these stupid.
If I use my passive, do I still apply the -4? Because it only says for D20 rolls specifically.
Yes, you will still. It says rolls, but I'm, your perception, even though it's because it's a 19, I'm gonna go ahead and subtract that 4 anyway because you are so exhausted. If you had level 1 exhaustion, I wouldn't do that. But since you're at level 2, I am gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So that means you got a 15, unless you want to roll.
No, I'll just take the 15.
Okay. Who else got what?
I got a nat 1.
Rip.
But I'm about to roll for law. In hopes that.
I got 11.
All right.
7.
Okay,
7.
laws, I got a 15.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
18.
18.
Nice.
Cecil, you are killing it
Dude.
the group here.
Cecil's
You-
locked in.
You are locked in. Realize, Cecil, as you start to descend a little further into the temple and you hear everybody behind you talking about possibly taking a rest or slowing down, you get the sensation that to sleep here would be foolish. But in this main hall, you have the idea that a short, something like half hour, maybe an hour's rest would be okay. You'd be safe. But if you stayed in one place for too long, to do like a full recoveries rest might not be the smartest idea.
She will allow you to rest here, but not to sleep.
So very kind.
Yeah, so if you guys want to take a short rest, we can go ahead and do that.
It's probably a good idea.
Because I think
Get some levels of exhaustion down.
yeah.
No, that's only for
Yeah.
long rests. That's only
I
for
was
long
just
rests.
double checking.
Yeah,
That was
exhaustion only
long
goes down with long rests. But I could use the HP.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys kind of pick a spot, a wide section of hallway where there's quite a bit of light coming in from above. There's a big hole in the roof. And you kind of settle down.
Is anybody hurt, by the way?
Not really.
I think
I
you
hate that
heal on a
concept.
short rest, right?
We do heal. I'm at half HP.
1 second.
Do you have Song of Rest, Kat? Is that what you're looking
Yes,
for?
yes. I'm
Yes.
just looking for that.
Fabulous. It's I think that does work on short rest.
Who needs an extra 1d6?
I would love an extra 1d6.
Heck yeah. Let me just find my hit dice.
I guess I might also eat a good berry. Now I'm thinking
There you
about it as well.
And I might-
So, how do I use the Song of Rest?
Mechanically or just
I know, like, I need to roll a 1d6 and he just gains it, right? But how
Yeah.
do I mark it down from my dice?
Like bottom left? Is that what you mean?
I'm trying to remember. Hang on. Let me look at
The Song of Rest actually works for everybody, if I remember correctly.
It
should
does.
be
It's
anybody
your whole
that's taking hit
party.
die.
Yeah.
But you do have to
As
take
I
hit
recall,
die.
it passes, like, it doesn't have to use any of your bardic inspiration or anything.
That's correct. You don't need to use your bardic for it. It doesn't take anything. You just kind of
Oh, so
Tweedledee.
just...
Yeah, you just play a song. Yeah, you don't lose hit dice.
So do
Just
I need to
because-
roll the 1d6?
We'll
Stick it
say
there.
yes, you roll the 1d6, and that's what everybody will get.
Everybody gets one.
Yay!
Yay.
And as we begin the rest, I am going to ritual cast Leomin's tiny hut.
Nice.
Did
Good
everybody.
thinking. Good thinking. So what does the hut look like as you cast this spell?
I think it is going to maybe look a little bit like the standard form of the spell, if anybody else has seen it, which has a sort of a arcane energy feel to it, so a little bit of blue, but threaded throughout that is sort of this golden light that matches the light that comes from his hands. And it's very textbook with a little bit of twist, and that's what it was.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys all pile in there. So you take your short rest. Mel, what kind of tune do you play? Do you sing? Do you play your viol? What's your
I think she's gonna play her viol for this one. She's not gonna
Alright.
sing.
So you pluck a gentle tune, and everybody kind of feels a little bit more rested and relaxed. Siltooth, you still have that hangdog, like, oh god, I am so fucking tired.
Mhm.
But you are no longer as wounded as you were.
Yeah.
Uh,
3.
And
And
if
that,
it's all
that
right,
1 HP is a miracle.
while we're resting, I don't really need to rest for anything. So if it's okay, I'm going to do a series of rituals.
yes, that is. So you have an hour. That's what the
Mhm.
long rest or the short rest is, an hour long. So if there's any kind of maintenance stuff you guys would like to do, feel free. If you know, anything that's like, oh, I want to, you could, like a shun, you'd probably have enough time to do a magical tinkering or a infusion if you wanted. Or any kind of like Siltooth if you want to make a couple more bombs or any of that kind of maintenance stuff.
Gotcha. I'm gonna re-up my bullets.
Hmm.
Sick. I'm going to take
Corona
this
gonna. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, girl. Go, go.
Corona is actually just gonna watch Remy. He's very
Oh,
interested.
So as I finish up the ritual for Liamon's tiny hut, I'm going to handle from my my bag, and I am going to begin the ritual for Find Familiar and regain Tati the Weasel.
Tachi.
A weasel.
All right, yes. So you
And then one more thing.
put that together. Oh yeah, go on.
As we near the end of the rest, I will also cast Augury.
Okay.
This will be the ritual cast version of it, not the version I use with my hands. And basically, I'm just going to. This is going to be like a normal prayer, or at least it looks like it at the end of the ritual. And I am going to check in with the Allfather and basically ask for guidance on our plan to continue further down into the temple.
Now,
to make
this is
sure.
the one that gives you wheel woe or wheel and woe, right?
Yes, or nothing.
Okay. Or nothing. Okay. So let me know when you are done with your casting and when you're ready.
Okay.
Cecil's
can do it
gonna
at
try
the
and
very
get
end.
Bob back on the phone, but it's nothing important.
Ring, ring.
Hello? All right. So,
So
as
he's
you
basically slowly pumping lightning through a shocking grasp into this crystal, trying to hear the voice again.
okay, so we'll deal with Remy's augury
Augury.
first, and then we'll
That
check in
way-
with Phona Goddess. So, all right, Remy, you perform this ritual casting of augury. How does it feel to receive an answer?
I feel like it's similar to a vision. So it's that feeling of someone reaching out and either like touching the back of your hand or the top of your head, just something very warm and comforting, or at least that's how it feels for Remy. And then I sort of get a little bit of response from my god.
Yeah. So you feel that gentle, warm touch. It's very comforting, especially in this uncertain and kind of cold place. And you receive wheel and woe.
Okay. Well, at least we're on the right track.
Yeah. So
And-
it's even though it's not as positive as maybe you were hoping, there is glimmers of hope in that response.
Yep. And Remy looks a lot calmer after performing that too.
Yeah. So Cecil, you've been pumping magic into Goddess 1-800 Goddess.
900 dial a god.
Yeah. And as you do that, here in the center part of the temple, it's very faint, but it again, your hair stands on end, and it's not words, but there is a sort of projected feeling that you get, something of anticipation almost.
Ooh.
So you'd say that I'm storing potential energy.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it
all
give
right.
a vague direction?
As you are kind of listening to the crystal, you're kind of just looking around a little bit. Every time you turn your head down where you were heading, so down this main path,
So basically, the way I'm pointed here, yeah?
yes, you get a little bit of like a zing, a little bit, not a shock, but like when you bump your elbow and it's that weird electric feeling, you get that.
Tap dancing on my nerves.
Exactly. All right, a shun or Siltooth. Oh, Siltooth, you were doing your upping your ammo. A shun, were you up to anything on this rest or just resting?
Well, I think for a while he would probably be riding updating his diary. But I'm not sure. I guess above table, could I ask, Brian, would you want a infusion for a repeating shot, or is your weapon like, I don't know? It's basically
repeating shot do?
it's a
slaps.
+1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made when you have a ranged attack, and it ignores any sort of reloading property.
I already ignore
basically-
reload, but I would love that extra damage.
Yeah. I was gonna say repeating shot is a cool infusion to have.
Yes, I'll take that.
So
Alright.
how do you approach this, Ashan? How do you come up to Siltooth and be like, hey, let me touch your gun?
Let me throw it off a cliff.
I think that he sort of approaches with a certain level of sort of forced nonchalance. I think he's aware of the fact that he fucked up with the heat metal thing and that also his dog ripped Siltooth's vest, but he's a little bit too maybe proud to apologize. So he just sort of comes up to Siltooth and he's like, hey.
Can I help you?
So, how you doing?
You know, I've been better. A little tired. Trying to take a quick nap. What's up?
Not much. I was just wondering if you would let me borrow your gun for a moment.
Or
Specifically, I guess a magical infusion.
okay. Will it change the look of the gun?
No. I mean, I personally would perhaps change the look of your gun. I think it's a little rinky, but you know, that's each their own.
Well, you know, I prefer if it stays the way that it looks right now. But if you swear that you won't, you're just gonna make it magic or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Siltooth pulls his gun out. He's holding onto it a little tight as he hands it over to you. And he takes a deep breath and lets go.
I feel like that's kind of a big deal for you, Siltooth, to let somebody else handle your gun.
Yeah. And as he hands it over, he's keeping his eye trained on Ashan just to be sure. And if you like, his gun is probably the most well-kept item he has.
What is it? What's it look like? Give us a little description.
It's an Imperial officer's sidearm.
Ooh.
It has like a dark metal frame. It's polished. It has roses inlaid all throughout the body. And yeah, obviously it's like worn from years of use from the Imperial officer who had it previously, and then from when I took it. But it's definitely taken care of. If anyone's ever watched Gachi Akuda, the anime, it would definitely be Siltooth's vital instrument. He loves that thing more than his own life.
Damn.
That is the most important item to him.
So it's Ashan, give me a quick insight check here.
That's gonna be a 13.
Yeah, the whole gravity of this situation isn't hitting you. But as you look at this gun, you do have the thought of like, wow, this is really nicely taken care of. That seems almost odd. and you get kind of like, I feel like it's one of those things that you're like, I'm going to think about this later. I've got stuff to do. So you just kind of like log it in the back of your mind and then go to work on this weapon. And so as you do that, what's it, give us the vibe. Is it like he, puts on an apron and starts hammering and doing all this stuff, or is it more tinkering, or is it more magical? What does it look like as he does this?
It's definitely more tinkering. He sort of... Actually, I don't know anything about how guns work, so forgive me if this is, like, not accurate to how a gun works. I don't know if you can open up a gun and, like...
Just you pop it open, it's all gears.
You can.
Yeah.
A lot of parts,
pop it open
a lot of parts unscrew. They come out. Yeah.
Smithing, it's trace.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
kind of peel apart the gun. That's probably not the right word for it. Peeling a gun. Yeah.
He peels it like a banana.
More fun shit. Like,
Yeah.
With enough heat metal, maybe you can do that.
I think Siltooth would see you struggling, and he would come over and help you disassemble it.
Yeah, so there's this moment of like Ashun, you know how to like disassemble a gun, but I feel like this was a bit more of like this is a precious object to somebody. How do I want to start? And then Siltooth is just kind of like, here, this is, and just kind of takes it apart. And, yeah, do you stay and watch? Oh, go on.
Perhaps would I recognize it as an Imperial firearm?
Give me a quick history check. And we'll do this with advantage. Because
It's
I feel like...
nat 20.
Oh, fuck
Hey.
yeah!
You not only know this is an Imperial officer's weapon, you recognize this weapon. Siltooth, do you have a name for the officer that you took this gun from? If not, I will provide one.
Please provide one.
His name was Kirk something. He didn't have a last name. He was, oh no, he did have a last name because he was an officer. Kirk, Lord, I'm
Spock.
Kirk Spock. His name was Kirk Spock, and he was a merchant's son who was able to get into the military academy by not buying his way in. He didn't have that much money, but he passed his exam, to get into the military in the Empire. It's almost mandatory. There are quite a few exceptions for not being in, mandatory military service. So like people like bakers, farmers, people who are essential to keeping the economy running are exempt. But it's one of those things where in the Empire, your generalized education goes until you're about 14. And then from there, you take placement exams to kind of see where you'll end up. And the Army is one of those exams. Now, if you pass, you can get into an officer's academy, which is rare. Passing with a certain score, I mean. It's sort of like the SATs and the ACTs. It sort of measures your capacity and your capabilities, etc. And I'm going on a big tangent here. But anyway, this guy was someone who worked hard and was clever and was an officer for a reason. And Siltooth, how did you get this guy? What happened to Kirk Spock?
Kirk Spock was one of the men who enslaved me. And when I escaped, I killed him and stole this gun to continue to be on the run, to earn my freedom.
Hell yeah. And Ashun, you recognize this gun because you had met the officer who held this. Not in a companionable sense, like it wasn't like you guys were hanging out, but I think after a particular event in your life that needed to be investigated by the Imperial Army, he was one of the officers who worked with you after that event. So you have a moment as you really look and take apart this gun and you see the engraving of the flowers, the roses. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I recognize this.
Why do you have this gun?
I earned it.
Well, it's just this is a gun for an Imperial officer. I mean, maybe
It
you
is.
were once an Imperial officer. I hate to judge a book
Never.
by its cover.
I would never become scum like them.
No, you didn't seem the type.
Yeah. So you have this brief moment, and then you enchant the gun. What's the final product? Is there any aesthetic change, or does it look the same?
There is no aesthetic change as promised to Siltooth in before he kills me. Yes, and I would also like to show Siltooth the poison that I picked up at the market.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and ask, like, I'll be making a batch of, something soon, and I was wondering, I suppose, it would be a nice experiment if, basically, would you want some bullets, ammunition that have poison properties?
Siltooth's gonna like just narrow his eyes at him a little bit. Can I roll an insight?
Of course. If you're hiding anything, Shun, feel free to roll deception, or he can just get a beat on you.
I got a 15.
I'm not hiding anything.
All right. So what does Siltooth see with a 15 as he looks at you?
Well, first, I'm sort of looking like why. I'm trying to figure out why Shun is trying to help me right now so much. Because while yes, we're business partners in the drug trade now, every time Siltooth has tried to reach out to help Shun, it's been met with like a little bit of attitude, and so now he's just like, "What exactly is happening here?"
Right. Yeah. So what does Siltooth see with that 15, Shun?
Perhaps a little bit of guilt, and also, Shun is one of those people who feels like he's not particularly useful unless he is doing something for somebody who then needs him to some degree.
Yeah.
So he's very much trying to make himself sort of indispensable to the group, which is why he's giving out stuff for free.
Mm-hmm. Really got to solidify. I'm useful. You need me. Don't leave me. I mean, that might just be a little bit of my own insight check, but yeah.
Relatable.
Honest.
They got real in here.
Yeah, suddenly everything went dead quiet. Shun seems to genuinely. You got a 15. So yeah, you get that. It's not like a desperation, but there's a little bit of like I made a thing for you. Do you like me now? Just a little bit. As he offers to make these poisonous bullets for you. And also that touch of guilt for almost, kind of melting you a little bit. Siltooth or God, Cecil, you're flying away.
He's transcended.
The god is still here. No. He ascended.
Let's go. My planet needs me.
Incredible.
I think Siltooth is just gonna pause for a little bit, just watching you. And then he's just gonna sigh.
Yeah. Sure, that'd be nice.
Shun smiles, quickly taps down on it, and goes, yeah, sounds good. He makes it chill. He's chill about it.
It's cool. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm cool. I'm normal. This is fine. I'm totally normal about this.
I think Siltooth is then gonna just grab the gun, give him a nice little nod, and then just go back over to a corner and just rest.
All right. Yeah. So I've just missed role playing with you guys. So this break is going a little longer than I initially was just gonna be like, all right, you guys take a quick break. Let's go. But then I was like, role play though. So Mel, you have been playing your viol. What kind of song is it? What's the music like?
I think since she doesn't want to attract too much attention, it's going to be a very quiet, melodious song.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a sad one. I think it's one of the first songs she ever learned when she started to play viol.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like too complex. Like there's not a lot of, finger movements or, all that stuff. Sorry, I play piano, not violin. And I think she's gonna drown into it.
It might even be a lullaby.
Yeah.
Something, it's not a children's song in the sense that it's made, for people who have no musical talent, but it like you said, it was one of the first songs you learned, and that's so ingrained into your fingers that you don't even really have to think about it as you play. And where does your mind go?
I think she goes back to her first lessons on the viol. She sort of looks at all her years of training a little bit differently now that she is what she is and that she knows what it led to. But I think she misses the innocence that she had back then, that anticipation, that ambition, where she thought she could do great things with this opportunity, and it all crumbled away.
Yeah, and this opportunity, when was it first presented to you?
It was quite a few years ago. It was when she was 18, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it was. You were 18, you had been
18. And I think it sort of brings her to the first moment she stepped into Portitas and into this wealth and abundance and this new world she was given in the palm of her hands so freely. And she felt gifted for the very first time in her life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is a different feeling than I'm practicing, so I'm good at this.
Yeah.
When
she's
you're
still gifted today, but not in the way she would have liked to be.
Yes, it's a very invigorating and electrifying feeling to be chosen.
Yeah,
and I think it was with that humming through your veins when you stepped into Portitas for the first time.
Yeah, and I think she realizes how much all of it was a big facade, blindfold over the real inner workings behind the screen.
Before you had a golden throat and a cage for a life and all that.
But she's not alone. She's not alone now, and she will never be ever again.
No, she will never be alone. Ever.
Yep.
Anybody buy Mel at the moment? This is probably about halfway through the rest. You guys are all
Yeah, probably. He's like walking around watching everybody eating rations.
I'm behind you, nearby, trying to talk on the phone.
So, Grum, give me a quick insight check as you kind of watch Mel as she plays her instrument. The song is unfamiliar to you, but it is it kind of plucks at a chord in your chest. Perhaps it's the simplicity of it, maybe. I don't know. But what did you get on that roll?
17.
Yeah. You are not insightful, Grum. You are far more intelligent and what's the word I'm looking for? Observant than people might give you credit for. And in this moment, you catch something on Mel's unguarded face. Something that's hard to describe. It's an emotion that you might resonate with in some way. It's a sort of, am I trapped? Did I make this trap myself, or am I free? You know, this sort of...
Like stressed look, maybe?
Just a little bit. And it's a very particular feeling that as you look at her, you're like, kind of, resonate with that.
It's a particular type of hollowness, I think.
Yes. You see it in her eyes, and it resonates with you.
And Grum is not subtle about this. He's like looking directly at you.
Okay. She's definitely going to notice that. I was going to ask, does she see him looking? I guess she is.
Yeah. He doesn't say anything though. He like looks and then he kind of backs away and keeps letting you play.
I think she's going to finish the song. She's going to look at you. Any requests?
I never heard songs like that before. I liked it though.
Well, thank you. What kind of songs do you hear?
Oh, some of the songs I heard a long time ago was when Mama was still around, and there's a lot of sort of he'll like pick up a pan or something and like smash it against a wall, like roll this.
Is there an actual rhythm to his smashing?
Is there?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that as you smash and she catches some sort of a rhythm, she's going to play along with that rhythm.
Okay.
Suddenly metal concert.
Metal concert. Thank you. She's like trying to make her own interpretation because she heard you saying like something that your mother plays, so she's assuming it's a different kind of a lullaby. Like that's more of a children's song in a sense.
Yeah.
But you know, depending on the rhythm, she's gonna try and keep up.
It's not super fast.
Yeah.
It's very like I guess like a beating of a drum, but he doesn't have a drum.
Yeah.
He's trying to like make it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it echoes down the hall every time you boom.
And he like jumps up and down, very like primal dance kind of thing.
I think it's sweet. It's like music can be in a lot of different ways. So she sort of goes along with the rhythm. It's very much a break from the tedious religious songs, imperial songs that she knows by heart and all throughout her thoughts. So she's sort of going along with it. Getting jiggy with it.
You two have this moment of like collaboration where you're just making noise. Which is
not too loud.
Not too loud.
Just in case.
But it's such a I was gonna say human, but Grum's not human, but like a sentient conscious being's need to build something with another person. And you have this moment of connection not through words, but through music. And Mel, this is like probably one of the few times you've been allowed to just make your own music. You're not sheet music, it's not a hymn, it's not something somebody wrote for you. This is you just making music. And Grum, you're, maybe, what are you thinking about as you're making drum beats on the wall? Is it going back to your past, or are you in the moment? What's your vibe?
He's never really done anything like this with anybody outside of his immediate family. So this is like a connection. He's made a connection in a way that he hasn't in many, many years.
Yeah.
So it definitely reminds him of the past. And yeah, absolutely.
I think that if we do this for 10 minutes, hopefully, this is going to be our bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think doing this, I think you guys have a freaking jam session. You get really into just the flow of it, and Grum, you start changing the rhythm of the pan on the wall and integrate some other percussion kind of stuff. And how about, what can you give me a real quick performance check?
Okay.
With advantage, because
how
you're
close
playing
is he sitting close to her?
Yeah. he would be closer.
Yeah, because you guys aren't making like a whole lot of noise, so you're kind of,
Right.
you're pretty
You probably
nearby.
had to tell
Listen,
me.
he's hitting the
Quiet.
wall. I don't know how much noise it is.
Okay. Not bad. 17.
Yeah, that's good.
Do I need to roll?
Just these.
With
the
advantage.
I'm gonna
right?
get that. I'm gonna get that natural one again.
Oh, you have advantage.
With advantage?
Yes, Mike.
Oh,
That was a good roll.
okay. 22.
Yeah. So you guys make some fucking music.
We're in the
Yeah.
Oh
moment.
yeah.
You're in the moment. You're really
Heck
jamming, and it's this very like. I think it comes out sounding not like ska because that's where my mind always goes when I think about music. But it's just this kind of. It's upbeat without being like annoying, and it's makes you feel invigorated. Actually, and because of this, I'm going to give you both inspiration because I really like music.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So you have your jam sesh.
I think that as we end the jam sesh, she's gonna like put her viol away. She's gonna take Grum's hand. She's gonna. I assume it's a big hand.
Oh yeah,
she's gonna
Take it in both of yours.
Yeah, she's gonna hold it where she remembers the change of water around his hand. You have
I'm
quite
labeling
some
my eyebrows.
talent.
Can't see them.
You have quite some talent. Thank you for giving me this gift. She's gonna sort of rub her thumbs on his wrist.
Oh, thanks. I never did train in music like you, but sort of a two different worlds kind of thing we did.
You'd be surprised. Music is in the soul. You don't need talent to feel it.
We should do that again. That was fun.
We shall. I think so. And she's giving him an actual smile.
Yeah, and this is a very honest, real smile. And Grum, you're like, I feel like Philomela is beautiful. She's like a sculpture, you know? But this is real beauty as she genuinely smiles at you.
I'm just kind
Cecil-
of looking at her like,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of. He
She's gonna let
he doesn't know how to end things, so he just ends it.
Yeah, it's alright. She's gonna let go and just. It's alright.
Off you go. Now, Cecil, you've been on the phone. And these two motherfuckers have been
Playing
playing music.
Tetris.
They're playing the hold music, basically, for your phone call. How's this going for you? Oh, I think you're muted, Cord.
You're muted. You're still muted.
Classic tour.
Son of a bitch.
There he is.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think he's gotten into one of those little hyper-focus spirals that he's becoming known for.
That I highly relate
So
to.
he has largely tuned out everything else, except for what he's doing here.
All right. Probably lucky.
He is becoming of the opinion that this shelter thing that they're in is interfering with his magic, but he hasn't studied the spell enough to know.
Mhm.
So if it was going to be any more than an hour, he'd be very antsy, but he's holding it together right now.
Okay, cool. As you are...
I
so
get
you've
magic
been-
to look at, and you're all holding me up.
Exactly. I have stuff to see, dang it. So are you just kind of casting Shocking Grasp every once in a while into the crystal, or what? Are you doing
Well,
anything
basically,
else?
I'm trying to make a study of how it works. I know that the electricity is the thing, and I know that magic is a component of it, but I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work reliably,
Right.
make it work better, how to make this an arcane instrument as opposed to just a piece of rocks I found outside that somehow whispers at me.
Right. Go ahead and give me an
So
arcana.
maybe Arcana?
Yes, sir.
It's a magical rock.
Shiny.
17.
Right. I think you do get the sense that being in this construct is making it a little harder to do what you're trying to do. But a 17 is not a bad roll at all. And I think as you kind of get in touch with the music of the crystal, we're coming back to music here, but that's how Cecil has been interpreting magic so far. So I want to keep rolling with it. As you kind of fall into the rhythm of the melody, we'll say, not the rhythm. What is happening? What is that?
It's the rhythm.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme.
I
It's
mean,
Bob's
could be Gloria Estefan.
bedtime.
The rhythm is going to get you.
Yeah. Yeah, so you kind of tune into this melody of this magic, and it's something that you have felt before. Every time you connect with this crystal, it's the same kind of sensation of like you said, somebody's tap dancing on your nerves, and your hair kind of stands on end. And there's just kind of, it's not an echo, but there's something kind of at the edge of your perception where you're like, I'm almost tuned to the right channel, or I've almost pumped enough electricity into this to connect. So you feel like you're on the verge of a breakthrough.
I don't know if you've ever had to use like an old radio somewhere rural to try and get like any kind of news or anything. Yeah, that's how I'm just kind of imagining, that static with just a hint of something.
Yes,
some kind of
it's
connection.
just kind of like, and you're like, fuck, I can almost hear it.
And there's just this electric static snow in here, this interference, which is, again, for him, trying to describe a color he's never seen,
So I think you are sitting, I'm imagining him sitting like cross-legged with this thing in his hands, just so focused. Remy, what are you up to right now?
Well, I guess while Mel and Grum are jamming out, I mean, it makes it a little bit difficult to focus on what I'm doing. So, I mean, Remy's going to start clapping along like a youth pastor at a church.
Give me a performance check.
Start singing, Remy. Start singing.
Remy got a 6.
Yeah, you, my friend, are kind of like...
Listen, he's got the enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's enthusiasm. He's here for it, but just not quite on rhythm. And your hands make a very peculiar clank as they clap together. And it's just sort of like not jiving. Yeah, and give me a quick perception check. Okay. Just see if you notice Cecil's super absorbed in this crystal.
13?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you are kind of tuned into Cecil because you've sort of taken him under your wing. And you notice he's starting to look a little, not manic, but like hella like absorbed.
Like a toddler with
mine.
a tablet way too close.
Can't take it.
Yes. Yeah.
No more taking the crystal. We're good. We need no more stinky Remy.
No,
No.
Well-
Remy smell.
Remy Smith. Excuse me.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go wander over to Cecil and take a seat in front of him, cross-legged. Not reaching for the crystal, hands to myself. But I'm gonna sort of just fold him into my lap. And Cecil, you seem to be very into that crystal. What are you trying to do?
I can almost hear the whatever this is. The music is wrong. It's different. I can't. You have magic hands that let you talk to your god. I don't have a magic ear for this. But I'm trying to make it work with enough magic.
That's a very valiant
Sound to me.
It's a very valiant thing to do, Cecil. When you first reach out to a god, it's an extraordinary thing, isn't it? Being able to hear them and hearing them speak back.
Cecil deliberately doesn't answer. Number one, he doesn't really have vocabulary around what he's experiencing.
I feel that.
And number 2, he's still kind of miffed that he could have been doing this the whole time.
I was in a place like you once before, Cecil, when I was very young. When I first heard the Allfather, he was like my own personal best friend. I could reach out to him at any time I wanted, and sometimes he would reach back. But there were times where he wouldn't. And I would reach out to him over and over again, and the short story there is that the gods can't always reply. If you reach out over and over again, the only person you're hurting is yourself. If they're not responding now, keep the crystal to yourself and then try again in a little bit. But this struggle is your own. You said you've spoken with them earlier.
I just can't hear her.
Has she given you any sort of direction?
We need to go deeper.
Then it sounds like she's waiting.
The voice is right there. I can almost hear it, but
if she was ready,
out of tune. The resonance is wrong. The colors are blurred and muddy.
And I'll tell you something, Cecil. It's on purpose. If she was ready to talk to you, if she truly is a god, there would be nothing that would stop her from reaching out to you. So it's okay to wait. She'll be there again.
Cecil has one of those Ron Burgundy, I don't believe you moments, but he doesn't say anything. It's very... just because your god sucks doesn't mean mine does kind of situation.
Remember with the please stop hammering your head against the wall.
No, whereas it's for him, it's like it's right there.
Right.
Yeah. I bet you I can make that jump. It's like that one situation you're like on rooftops. Like I bet you I can make that jump.
It's okay to keep trying, Cecil. But if you get tired, if you have to stop, understand it's not a failure. You will talk to them again. You're doing everything right. You just have to get to the point where she's ready to reach out again. And it sounds like that's further in.
I think it's a really interesting just dichotomy here, where Remiel is talking this philosophically. Whereas for Cecil, this is something physiological, like this is a thing that can be done. This is not
adjust the dials.
Not philosophy. This is not thought. I'm not waiting for divine inspiration. This is I am talking on line 1, and I need to transfer this call to line 2, and no one will tell me that buttons to push.
Yeah, so I think there's probably I can imagine Cecil is not a duplicitous man. So I imagine there's a little bit of like frustration or irritation or just sort of like kind of flickers across his face.
Remy is taking this as if it's some kind of like philosophical communication thing as far as Cecil's concerned, and whereas for him this is a physical thing that I'm doing.
Turning the dials.
This is the idea of a god. This is a person that's in this building, and I'm trying to get her on the phone here.
Just pick up the damn phone, lady.
But like again, for him, he can hear the edges of it. Like she is talking, he just can't hear it. You know, he's trying to get to like he's trying to get an ear horn or something that'll bring him in here. That's what he's just trying to tune this radio.
Well, Cecil, listen. If there's anything at any point I can do to help, you understand that you can come to me if you have questions, advice, anything. I understand we had a disagreement before about the crystal, but I hope that we can move forward from that.
As long as we move inward.
I agree.
You can take that as philosophical if you want, but yeah, that's it. We're going.
Yeah, and I think with that, everybody's the rest kind of comes to an end. Everybody's had some time to connect with each other and do what they wanted to do, get some HP back, recover a little bit. I think a time to move on has arrived. So, Are we heading straight down? Who's in front? What's the marching order? Get yourselves situated. And we will carry on our adventure.
Oh, that's the entrance.
I think to try and not appear like weak to everyone else, I think Siltooth's gonna go back to where he was before and just
Aw. I am going to keep Toddy up near the front.
Okay. What's her passive
We'll start
perception?
moving.
Her
Cecil starts
passive.
pushing
I have
ahead.
It's 13.
13? Okay, good to know.
Mhm.
All right, so Siltooth, as you're forging ahead, you notice Cecil is like power walking next to you, basically. And I
I'm
think
just gonna just spare him a glance and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, so you two are moving silent. No, you don't need to give me a stealth check. You're still in sunlight and moving along down. So head on down in Tailspire.
I think as he like walks to the front though, when he passes Philomela, he just like he sort of like glares at her a little bit, blinks, and then
He. Do you know any Eker pigeon songs? Or Eker songs?
Do I know any Eager Pigeon songs?
Eker songs.
Give me a history check, Mel.
History.
Aw.
Natural 20, baby.
Hey!
Siltooth, what area of the continent were you from initially? Do you have you
I was from
decided?
the northwest.
Yeah. So the northwest, I'm trying to remember the frickin' map. North.
Wait, specifically by hold on.
See you opening the map in the background.
There it is.
Salchuan. I was near Salchuan. I was around that area.
Yeah, so as you ask about any Eker folk songs, Mela, you're like, yeah, you met a woman on the street. She was an Eker woman. And Eker is the term for people who live outside the city walls, just in case nobody knew that or remembered. But anyway, you saw this woman and she was singing. She had a beautiful voice. It was very raw and honest and something that you had recognized in yourself before everything that happened. And she reminded you of a younger you. And you had a conversation with her, I think, where she taught you the song.
I think she's gonna sing back in the exact same voice using Sterling's fugue.
Okay.
She's gonna mimic the exact same voice, exact same lyrics, exact same rhythm, everything. To the T.
Yeah. So, Siltooth, you hear a woman who could have been your neighbor singing a song that your own mother would sing to you when you were young.
I think Siltooth just sort of like puts a hand up, and he takes a breath and he's like,
Thanks,
and then like clearly rattled, he just walks away.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cute.
Mel, you don't even need an insight check to see that what this just rocked this man.
Okay. Noted.
Okay.
And then he continues on.
All right. So onward we go.
Can I tell specifically if it's because it was an Eker song or was it something else?
Give me
Give me an insight.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Do that insight check.
No. 10. 9.
You got a 9.
9.
You only got a 10.
Oh,
It was minus the 4.
Cat, you've got inspiration.
You know what? I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, 25.
Ooh, dang.
It wasn't the voice. It was or the fact that you were singing an Eker song. It was the song specifically that bothered him.
What was the song about?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Sue too.
Yeah,
What was it
exactly.
about?
I didn't
That
specify which
was
year.
a song about the town was like a dock town. It was a song about a sailor coming home to loved ones and being convinced to stay on land instead of going back out to sea.
What is the conclusion of that song?
That the sailor gets over his longing for the sea and learns to instead love their family and want to stay with their family.
Okay. Stashing that info for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I
She's
love
gonna
that.
let him go freely. She's just gonna keep looking after him for a second or two, and she's gonna keep that info in the back.
Stilltooth, take
was like,
inspiration for that.
Woo!
That was
was like-
Gauss.
Of all the songs you could have picked, it just had to be that one.
And down we go into the temple further. So, keep on going, and eventually you will reach a dead end. You can go left or right.
Where's everybody? Oh, okay, there we go.
Did Grandma send two? We're taking him one by one.
Let me know. Does anybody light a torch? Does anybody have another torch?
I still have my torch.
I wanted
Oh,
to
wait,
ask
no.
a
I
question
feel like I
above
lost
table.
the first torch when I was grabbed.
Yeah, you probably dropped it. So somebody picked it
Yeah.
up. So
I mean, I have like 10 of them, so I'm not
Right.
too.
Can I ask a general info question before we move on?
Of course.
Does anybody, like all of us who come from a background that is not from within Portitas, even if it's like our origin, were we all considered Ekers?
Only if you lived outside of a walled village, town, city, which is not common.
Would
I mean,
Mel be considered an Eker?
Where did Mel grow up?
We did not decide fully.
If she grew up, I'll say she grew up within a walled town. So no,
Okay.
you would not be considered an Eker.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess Grum would be, but he wouldn't know what that word is.
Yeah,
Right.
Grum is his own. Grum's his own thing.
His own category. Grum is Grum.
Grum is just Grum. But yeah, torches are lit as you descend further into the temple. It is quite
Oh,
dark.
where'd you all
Stilltooth
go?
is
Jesus.
rising into the sky.
Oh.
There we go. And as you approach a dead end, I'm gonna need. No, I'm not gonna need anything. So you approach a dead end. You can go left or right. You don't hear anything. God, that shadow looks cool.
I do want to say really quick, how many torches are there in total for everyone? How many are in
Stilltooth
play?
said he had like 10.
I got one.
How many are
I
lit?
got
Considering
I
I
got-
lost one, I still have 8. Because I gave one to Mel, I think, earlier.
right.
So it's just two?
I was gonna say I have one torch from Siltooth and I have 5 candles.
Amazing.
We still have 10 torches and a light spell.
Listen, we can always do
Yeah, light spell.
Night at the Opera this shit. You know?
Yeah, that sounds incredible. There's enough
Um.
torch light to. I mean, basically, what's illuminated on the screen right now is what you can see, except Remy, you have dark vision to 80 feet, right?
That, and I am going to double all of the torches' effective dim and bright light using my
Okay,
control flames.
so-
I can do use that up to 3 times consecutively.
Sick. So let me add a little more light here. Hang
I do have the dark vision thing as well. on my
You have dark
helmet.
vision. Ashun, you don't have dark vision?
No, I'm a human.
Okay, so
Dog has dark vision.
what I'll offer for you is, if you're okay with it, I'll use a light spell on something that you own.
Light up the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can light a
Light
block.
the dog.
Hell yeah.
Light the dog.
That dog's on fire!
You know, Rudolph with your nose so
What that
bright,
dog?
whatever.
Bioluminescent law. Yes.
Can
I
I
love that.
roll perception to see if I hear anything to the left or right, or what I hear to left and right?
Certainly can. You certainly can.
Oh, sick. Oh, but -4. Fuck. 10. Again.
You got 10.
Or wait, or my passive of 15.
We'll take the passive.
Because it's
you-
-4.
You hear noise from either end. Not big, heavy noises, but there is something on either side.
I'm gonna turn back to Remy.
You said always go to the left before, right?
I mean, that's what I've read.
All right, to the right we go. I'm just kidding.
So Tooth's just gonna nod. He didn't say that. I'm just like to the right part. He just nods and then just starts heading towards the left.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna send Tati ahead too. I'm gonna request that she skitter ahead of Siltooth and check
Okay.
for moving things.
All right, one moment. Give me just a sec, because I might have a ferret figure or something.
Oh, shit!
to do. So, un momento, por favor. Or I couldn't roll my R's there.
You damn weasel.
Yes, I do. Okay.
Yes! While you're
So
putting
let-
it down, she's going to skitter out of Remy's sleeve, weave through everybody's feet since he's at the back, and just right in front of Siltooth.
Let me give you control over.
She said, "Hey,
Just imagine
you got
one
weasels on your
day.
face."
Hey, you got weasels on your face.
Oh my
All right.
god! It's so cute!
Right. So go ahead and move her.
Pew! All right. She's heading up here and looking for anything moving.
All right. As Tati enters, and Siltooth, you are not far behind, and neither is Grum. I need Tati to make a real quick dexterity check.
Okay. Tati, what's your
God, and
dex?
wings.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
I was gonna say one
She
day
got a
she's gonna catch
22.
somebody off guard. and it's gonna
As
squish
Tati
her.
enters the room, a swarm of rats attempts to overwhelm her, but she is able to dodge and duck around, and they miss.
Oh, fuck. Well, considering we have telepathic connection, she's going to send back rats, 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 and fucking book it the other direction.
Yeah. And Siltooth, as you are approaching, and Grum as well, you see Tati come scurrying back towards you. And
Very
you had
frazzled
heard
ferret.
a very frazzled ferret running towards you, and you had heard a scuttling whoosh kind of sound ahead of you, and then it disappeared.
And on the very back, Remy's going, Siltooth, Grum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's rats. I've never seen rats like this before.
What do you mean?
I just like turn up to Grum, and I just like just cock an eyebrow, like, yo, is this spoiled guy really afraid of rats?
I've never seen this many in one place. What are they feeding on down here? That can't be anything alive.
Oh, they like crunching on bones.
That can't
Bones.
possibly sustain. And then Remy starts like going into the hole.
It's also full of monster.
Yeah. You
But
know
basically,
what?
tons of fucking rats in there.
Yeah. So Remy describes this like swooping motion and hand motions and everything of these rats. Granted, they were seen from a ferret's eye view, so take it with a grain of salt.
They're huge.
They're huge rats. Oh my god! And this is actually where we're gonna take our little break. It's 2:24. So come back in 30 minutes, which would be 2:54. So I'm gonna throw up our intermission screen. Right, 2:54. Yeah, I can count. I can do
Yeah.
math. Yeah, so I'll throw up our little intermission, grab some snacks, some water, etc., and we shall return.
Cool.